All right, so hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com. Welcome you to another video on SEO. First of all, if you're brand new to this channel, make sure you press the subscribe button down below so when I release a new SEO video like this, you'll get notified, right? So in today's video, I'll discuss about topical authority and what you probably don't know, right? So topical authority has become one of the biggest trends in SEO over the past few years. And in today's video, I want to discuss a little bit of things that you might probably don't know about it. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let's kind of explain to you what is topical authority for those of you who don't know. So topical authority in SEO essentially, is a technique in which you mostly is an on-page technique that you create a bunch of content around a particular topic on your website to essentially help demonstrate to Google that you're an expert and authority in the field, right? So, for example, this is, let's say this is your website, and then you have a bunch of these little dots representing bunch of blog posts, pages of content, whatever on your on a particular website that are relevant to your topic. So let's say your website is about protein powder, and you would have content on things such as what is protein powder, how to choose protein powder, etc., etc. And these might be internal linked together to create like a big hub, right? So this is essentially what the industry says, or what people understand as a topical authority when it comes to SEO. Now, next up, this is not something new, but let's talk about some of the myth about when it comes to topical authority in SEO, right? So the first biggest myth here is it only deals with on page. So only deals with on page. Topical authority in SEO, at least from what I've understood, and what my logic is, and what I've been getting great success with, it doesn't only deal with on page. It expands to everything on your website as well as around your website. So this also deals with off-page signals as well. So it's not just about having a bunch of content on a particular topic. You need to have other good on off-page signals that are relevant to your topic as well. So things such as backlinks, or things like reviews, mentions, all the positive off-page signals that are relevant to your website or topic. So it doesn't only deals with on page, it deals with off page as well. Secondly, you need many content. You need actually a lot of content to build up topical authority, and this is not true. The second biggest myth. People say, you have to create a lot of content to cover the topic. You have to do a bunch of keyword research, get, crank out at least 100, 200 articles. And the truth is, it is not like that, guys. Think about it. If a website could just throw out, thousands of content on a particular topic, would that mean that the website is an authority on a topic? Obviously not. It is always quality over quantity. You don't really have to cover every possible topics on the every possible content on the topic. You just need to cover enough and high quality enough as well, right? Not just quantity. It has to be high quality as well, right? Even let's say Brian Dean, right? So Brian Dean had an interview with Matt Diggity a couple of months back, and when Matt Diggity asked him, if he believes that topical authority is necessary for you to rank well, his answer was no. And this is true. Topical authority doesn't need quantity. You just need a bunch of high quality contents that are on topic, and you'll just rank, right? You don't need to cover enough topic to rank, because it doesn't work that way. And this, I'll explain to you how it kind of actually works in the background. But just so you know, it's never about quantity, it's always about quality. You don't need to cover everything. You can easily beat a website with hundreds of content on topic by just having, like, let's say 20 or 30 high quality content that are on the topic, right? So this is also another myth, that you need a lot of content to build up topical authority, and the truth is no, you don't. You just need a handful of them, Because if you think about it, like, every search engines are designed, with, keeping in mind all the loopholes, right, that could be there in the system. And it would be absurd for Google or any major search engine to consider, like, if a website has, cover a lot of, content on a particular topic, it would be deemed as high authority. And that is obviously wrong, right? It's something which is easily manipulated, right? It can easily be manipulated. And, obviously Google engineers are not stupid to let that, run in their system. So obviously there wouldn't be any algorithms in the system to kind of say, like, you need to have a lot of content in order to rank well, right? It's something which, very easily manipulated. So this is one of the reasons why, you don't need to create a big hub of content. And when you create content when you run a particular website, you would naturally write and cover some of the topics on the content on the website already, right? So when you have an SEO website, you would talk about what is SEO, what are backlinks, how to build internal links, etc., etc. So naturally, you would build this up, right? So it's not just you have to do extensive research to come up with, tons of content idea and put it on your website. Now, this actually leads us to how it actually works, right? Our third point. So essentially, at least from how I understand how the search engines work and everything, you can think of topical authority like a fire, and you can think of off-page signals like a fuel. So topical authority are actually, like, you can think of it like a tool or, a tactics to help, rank your website better. It's like a fire, and when you pour off-page signal or the fuel to it, the fire, increase, right? It blazes. So when you have a bunch of content around your website, what you actually do here is, so let's say, so let me move this a little bit to the side. Okay, so let's say this is, your main piece of content, right? And then you have a bunch of what we call like supporting content, and then all these, are linked to the main page, right? So link to the hub page, you can call it like that. And this hub page might link back something like this. So when you start pouring in some off-page signals, things like, backlinks. So let's say backlinks, you build some links to these, right? And maybe some to this. These supporting content also start, flowing in some page rank, right? Some link juice to the main page as well. And this, when you build it to this also flow it back here. So you can think about, off-page signals bouncing around the website. So from this, bounce to here, this bounce back, this bounce, and these pages, you can think of them like a, mini backlinking page, right? Because these are also like backlinks linking to your main page, and these are also on topic, right? So let's say this is about how protein powder. This is how to choose protein powder, some of the protein powder brands, etc., etc. So these are very relevant, backlink page. You can think of it like that, linking to your main page, right? So it's more or less acting like a small backlink page. And you might argue, like, okay, you can rank website without, using backlink, just cranking out content. That's true. And the backlinks aren't just the only off-page signals out there. There are so many other off-page signals, things like, tractions, getting, positive mentions and all these, right? There are other, many off-page signals that, let's say there could be some other off-page signal coming in all these. And when you create like, 400, 500, easily rankable long tail keywords, they'll quickly rank, right? Like, you don't need backlinks to rank these small, easy to rank keywords. And when you rank number one for these, little by little, they also start, driving in some off-page signals, a little bit of this, a little bit of to this, a little bit of this, and you can think of them like soldiers, right? Mini soldiers helping the main page. And when these pages get some off-page signals, whether it's backlinks or, some tractions or some whatever engagement signals and everything, they all transfer to the main page, and they also transfer to each other, and the main page also transfer back to these. So everything kind of bounced back and forth, right, on the website. So this links to this link to this, everything, kind of spin around the website, mirroring, right? Like you can think of like a reflecting lights. So over time, this helps rise up everything, right? This helps improves the overall website quality, and this is how you essentially rank higher, and this is how topical authority actually works, right? It's these small soldiers, these small number of pages, when you have enough of them, all contributing to help the entire website rank up. Now, do you need, like I said, you don't really need many of these. You can have just a few of these that are really high quality, that are bringing in constant, positive off-page signals, and you will still be able to rank, right? So it's never about the content on your website. It's always about it's not always, but it's not just about your on content on your website, but it's also about off-page or things outside your website as well. Because if content, and if anyone can write content, content is something which is easily can be easily SEO, right, or can be easily optimized. Like you have many good tools out there in the market right today, right, which can help you crank out good quality content. Sure, there's some expertise level that you might need to put into when it comes to EAT and stuff like that, but more or less, content is something which you are under control, you can easily optimize for. Whereas off-page signals, most of them, or at least some of them, are not in your control, right? So of course you can say like you can buy backlinks and stuff, but Google are also catching up to those schemes, and and they're also like building up system to kind of tackle everything that you try to manipulate stuff as well. So having good content alone doesn't show to Google that you're an authority, right? Because anyone can write good content, right? Like not everyone, but most people can write good content, assuming that they know something about the topic and stuff like that, or they can hire a writer to write for them, stuff like that. But not every content will get recognized, right? This is where off-page signal comes. Off-page signals act like a vote. So okay, you have a very good relevant piece of content, which also index along with other good relevant piece of content. Now let's say if there are like hundreds of good quality content, which of these will essentially show to Google that it is an expert, it's an authority? It is the content that receive lots of off-page signals to help validate, right? Off-page signals are like validation signals. They help tells the search engine that yes, this is the actual good piece of content. These may be good, but this is what we got as the most voted, as the most validated, right? So this is how it kind of works. And you might say like you start ranking your website without building backlinks after 3 or 6 months. That's true. Every 3 to 6 months, and every new website will get tried, will get promoted in the algorithm updates, because Google always tries something new, right? So if a new website comes out, it might give it a try, put it in a higher spots, and if that website gets good engagement and everything, it kind of sticks there. Like I said, it's not just about backlinks. You can rank website without backlinks as well. There are other off-page signals, but backlinks is one of them. So you could get other traction signals by helping supply your website authority as well. So I hope you're getting the idea here. Is so it's not just about off page, not just on page, sorry. It's more, it's also off page that you need to take care of. So that gives bring us to the conclusion of the video, is that topical authority is not just about on page, not just about everything on your website, but everything around your website on a particular topic. You don't need many content to rank, you just need a handful of them, and they need to be high quality. And thirdly, don't ignore off-page signals. Like I said, your topical authority is like a fire, whereas off-page signals are like a fuel. So when you have a good topical authority website, when you pour up a little bit of fuel there, it will just take off, right? Like everything will just becomes exponential. This is how you grow exponentially when it comes to organic traffic. So that's all for it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.